Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Local to Me. I am Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
And I am Mike Norfield with Visiting Angels of Lynchburg.
And he's back, folks. He left us for a week. We were,
Guess who's
we missed him.
Back again.
I know. It just wasn't a podcast without Mike.
I heard the ratings were way down.
We had. Did you listen to last
I
week?
listened to the beginning of it. I haven't listened to the whole.
So you didn't miss you haven't heard the burn that Woody did on me after I said that, the podcast was going to be really cool.
I know what I'm listening to.
You're going to need to hear it. You're going to need to hear it. He stuck up for you.
Yeah.
He stuck up for you.
Yeah,
of course.
So, yeah, whatever.
Sure.
Anyway, so we have, we have a great show for you today, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about our upcoming Centerfest Festival that's going to be happening this coming Saturday, and we'll kind of get into that later on in the show because we got a lot going on with that, and I want to take a little bit of time with it and unpack all the fun things that are going to be happening. And of course, the train is coming through right as we start, because why not?
I just want to get it out of the way.
Yes. Well, that just means potentially we'll have like 3 of them come through during today's show for some reason.
They love your show.
That they do. I think that's what happens. I think the train comes by. I need to check with Norfolk Southern about sponsoring. So we'll see about that. So first off, we are going to be talking today, and before I get into it, a lot of people that tune in to Talk Local to Me, I know we have a pretty good listener base, and thank you for that, for those that listen and subscribe. And I know that we're talking local, and a lot of the things and the people we talk to are here in the Central Virginia area. We have had guests call in about different things. Yeah. But I want to really, make it clear that some of the things that people are talking about, like we're going to be talking today about, leadership and communication and marketing and insurance and different aspects of those things that can be applied to any listener within where they're at. We're talking local with local business owners, but we're going to encourage you, if you're not from our area, to find someone in your area that does these things locally and talk to them about it.
Yeah.
And I just want to kind of throw that out there because I was thinking about that today and about like how, large our listener base has grown. And just, we want to make sure that that our sole purpose is, the reason we do this is to talk to local businesses and to support local business, and hope that wherever you're listening from, you're utilizing some of these things that people are talking about today.
Yeah, and to educate our listeners too, because, things that we talk to local businesses about and the struggles that they face, it's kind of a universal thing. Mm-hmm. Wherever you are in the United States it can be applicable to where you're doing in your local community.
And honestly, some of our speakers or the guests that we have on the show do work outside of the area. A lot of them can do virtual or conference calls, or they travel. So again, just want to kind of throw that out there today when we were talking local, but it's also applicable to your local community as well. So
exactly, word of the day is applicable.
Applicable. That's a good word.
Applicable.
That was I was trying to think of like a big word to use that made me sound smart, and that's my word for today.
There you go.
So anyway, we're going to be talking first with Zeta. Did I say that wrong? I know I did. It's Azadeh.
It is Azadeh.
Azadeh. I got it the second time around. I corrected myself. And she is with Creative Leadership. And I just wanted to kind of start off and let you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Creative Leadership.
Absolutely. My name is Azadeh Bennett. Azadeh, like awesome day, I usually say, so people can remember it easier. And I'm originally from Iran or Persia. So you hear my sexy accent throughout this.
There you go.
And that was the announcement of that too.
Yeah, the train liked it. It was like, heck yeah, sexy accent. There you go. See?
It's just going into us.
That's great.
So, that means like we should respect that.
Yes. Well, the train likes to tell us it's coming through multiple times. But yeah, you can keep going.
Okay. So I came to United States in 2013 as a student and climbed the ladder of education here in the United States. I'm the founder of Creative Leadership Co., where we focus on cultivating leadership through emotional intelligence and strategic communication. Our mission is to empower professionals, especially entrepreneurs and emerging coaches, to communicate with impact, lead with empathy, and strategically navigate the modern business landscape. To put in a nutshell, um, I would love to empower business owners to unleash their inner hero, which is their leadership, through emotional intelligence and strategic communication.
I think that's really important in today's world because I think a lot of people don't know how to do that. And I think a lot of people have things kind of inside of them, but they don't know how to become that leader or how to use, their education to get further. So I think that's great. How do leadership, emotional intelligence, and strategic communication intersect in today's business world?
I'm glad that you asked that question because when I speak about these things, leadership, strategy, communication, emotional intelligence, people think, okay, these are 3 topics. But in my mind, they are all one. It's like Trinity, 3 in 1. So actually, in this digital age that we live in, leadership is no longer is a top-down directives and hierarchical structure of organization. It's about connection. It's about how emotional intelligence allows leaders to understand their own emotions and also understand other people's emotions so they can act upon their emotions. Also, in turn, strategy communication, enabling leaders to convey their visions effectively, motivate their teams, and build lasting relationship with stakeholders.
So I feel like, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but you're talking about connections, and I did a thing yesterday on networking and things like that, and it's all about the connection and the relationships, and communication is key with that. And so I think being able to communicate, I wouldn't want to say correctly, but effectively, like you were saying, is very important when you're looking at kind of. I love how you said it's no longer that top down. It's no longer like that hierarchy of where there's the boss and there's the step ladders under it. You see more times now where people are working together more as like a community sort of in their positions.
Exactly. Like in today's world, it's more a connected company. People are connected to each other in whatever level that they are, in whatever position that they are. And that is those connected, and I can say in my mind, flat structure of organizations are more successful these days.
So why is modern marketing essential for entrepreneurs and coaches?
Actually, when we talk about marketing, and marketing is part of the strategy communication, external strategy communication with your audience, with your customers. And when we talk about marketing, we usually talk about, we refer it to advertisement, different types of advertisements. Mm-hmm. And modern marketing actually goes beyond traditional advertising. It's about creating a genuine connection and building trust with your audience. For entrepreneurs and coaches who often rely on personal brands and relationships, understanding modern marketing techniques is very crucial in today's world. It helps them communicate their values and their value proposition, resonate with their target audience, and ultimately grow their business.
So, in a way, are you saying you're talking about, aside from that digital marketing or the advertisings you can do in television or radio or media, you are actually your own marketing billboard for yourself, just in the way you present yourself and communicate with others.
Exactly. That's a big part of branding, which is a big part of marketing, because the foundation of marketing is the branding and how you present yourself.
Because you're essentially the face of the company that you're working for.
Right. When people think of Visiting Angels, they think of Mike Norfield. When they think of CVABC, they think of Heather. When they think of Hilb Insurance, they think of Libby. Okay, maybe not all the people, but everybody in the CVABC does. So yeah, it's very important that you're, well known and not that just you're known, but that you're, the kindness and empathy towards people and being able to kind of meet them where they are makes a big difference. Yeah.
Yes. And that goes with that part of emotional intelligence of leadership.
Yeah.
You understand the emotions and respond empathically to those emotions.
Awesome. So I understand you have a workshop coming up November 2nd. Is that right? With the CVABC?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. Actually, I'm honored to have that workshop on modern marketing at CVABC office in Forest, Virginia on November 2nd. It's tailored for entrepreneurs and business owners and coaches. The goal is to equip them with tools and techniques that business schools often overlook. I actually have earned 2 MBAs, and these things has not been taught in those MBAs, like email marketing, content creation, and even if you have heard about it, I believe that you have AI assisted strategies. Participant of a modern marketing workshop that we hold on November 2nd will leave with a marketing plan and with the confidence to put their brand out there.
I, for one, am excited about this, and I am planning on attending, although, I know it's in my office, but there are times that we have workshops in our office where I'll just stay in my office and actually do work, and I kind of can listen from afar or shut my door. But this is one I actually am going to attend and be very present for, because I know, for me, we have different marketing strategies. And that's one thing I feel like I'm not as strong in. I'm very strong in the relationship building. So like going out, talking to people one-on-one, having that strong relationship and being personable with someone. But doing the things that you're talking about, email marketing and content creation, and especially the AI. I hear people talking about AI all the time now. And I just sit back and go, what? Like I've played on my phone with like one of those little like chat things that, but I've never actually put it to use or seen how I could utilize it in my day-to-day business with the CVABC. So I'm really looking forward to learning more about how I can potentially take those things and incorporate them into growing my business in 2024, because I think that, as everything evolves, you have to kind of evolve with it. And for me, I'm still kind of stuck back here and like, okay, I'm on Facebook. Great. But how do I move forward with what other people are doing?
Right.
Yes.
So I'm very excited for that. And I think, and it's a free workshop.
Yes.
And so I want to make sure people know that. So if you're, a CVABC member, if you're not a CVABC member, we encourage you to please come out and check this workshop out.
What time is that workshop on November 2nd?
At 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Okay.
Yes. And it is a couple hours. So it's not just a 1 hour. You need to mark some time for your morning, because this is going to be more of an in-depth. It's not really a lunch and learn per se, where you're just coming out for that 1 hour. You're going to want to come in and she's really going to get into it, and we're really excited for it.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm adding it to my calendar now.
So how does a strong foundation in leadership and emotional intelligence enhance someone's marketing approach?
That's a good question. At the heart of successful marketing is effective communication and understanding your audience's needs and emotions. That's very important. That sometimes when we get stuck in marketing activities, we forget about it. Leaders with high emotional intelligence can tune into these emotions, craft messages that resonate, and build a brand that's both is authentic and appealing to their target market. When you combine emotional intelligence with leadership, your marketing becomes more empathetic and genuine and impactful to your target market and to your audience.
Do you find that some people don't realize they have this higher level of intelligence? Like they're just kind of hiding behind things, and that's kind of something you do is help them bring that out of them. Like I think there are people that feel like they can't do certain jobs because they didn't get that higher education or they didn't do things. But sometimes it's really in yourself to do it.
Exactly. Being authentic to who you are and your message is, and definitely the belief in what you do and passion to what you do is very essential in bringing that message that is very authentic and genuine to your audience. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, like myself, for those that are hesitant about integrating AI and like modern technology into their marketing. And maybe it's just because you don't know how, or which is me, or you're hesitant because you feel like maybe it's just another trend or something like that. What do you say to those types of people? Like, how do you encourage them to look more into that?
Embracing technology, especially these days AI, in marketing isn't just about keeping up with trends. It's about efficiency, personalization, and scalability. AI can analyze data faster than any human being. So, providing insights that refine your marketing approach. Like, I just give an example here. Like, you can ask AI, like, what is the concerns of your target market or your audience, and you will find the answers that is coming up from AI, some things that is out of box. You were not thinking about those aspects of concerns that your audience might have. And then you can address them through your business. So, in general, I will say I understand. Definitely, I know you have embraced technology in many aspects of your marketing, but come out of your comfort zone and embrace AI and start playing and contributing with that. That will be a good start.
After November 2nd, I'm on it. I'm gonna come to the workshop, and then I'm gonna be an AI. I'm just gonna be out there just doing all the new technology.
Yeah, we use artificial intelligence for part of our hiring module and it's basically we just use it to ask some questions by text message of applicants just to make it a smoother process so they're not having to sit there and fill out a whole form. It kind of makes it a little more interactive, and it's been interesting to see how that develops and works with our things. And it was kind of scary to go into that and be like, I'm going to let this computer just kind of ask these questions and go through. But it's been pretty easy to integrate with our process, and not as scary as I thought it was going to be. And sometimes it's just getting used to that new technology can be a little disconcerting, but it's definitely given us some advantages.
Yeah. Using AI has its own pros and cons.
Yeah.
Surely I do not recommend to ask medical questions from AI.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But you can actually communicate with AI as a trusted friend that knows a lot, and like ask the question and get the answers and see how you can apply those answers into what you do. It can be anything. Definitely, I do not recommend any legal or medical consulting with AI. It might come soon, but not yet.
Yes, not quite yet.
Yes, but yeah, absolutely. Just be friend with him.
So how can businesses, especially like the entrepreneurs, people going out into like new ventures, how do they balance though between digital marketing strategies and then again that human touch that we were talking about with being, personable and being out there and getting to know your clients and those sort of things?
It's about strategy communication. Digital tools offer efficiency and still cannot replace the authenticity of human interaction. The key is to use digital platforms to amplify and enhance our messages, but always prioritize genuine connection, be it through personalized emails, meetings, virtual meetings, or even traditional face-to-face, as our marketing workshop is in person workshop. That can create the engagement and human touch that people see, yes, this is a human being that I'm interacting with. And AI by itself cannot generate anything. That human touch cannot be created with AI. You get to feed your values, your authenticity, your purpose, your message, so it can be used by AI or any other digital platforms.
Okay. Well, I think that's, again, that's good to know because we offer a lot of different like networking and going out, and you're right, being face to face with people. I think especially coming out of COVID times and people were stuck at home and they didn't have that personal interaction. And maybe that's where this technology is kind of coming from. Like it was kind of in the works and now it's here. But I still think you can use a good mix between the two.
Yeah.
And that way people feel comfortable that they're actually speaking to someone that is a human, a person, and they're getting that touch. But you are getting, like you were saying, that AI intelligence where they're helping you to find out aspects of something you might not have thought about on your own.
Yes. And definitely the emotions are many times the emotion is missing in that messages that they're purely generated by AI. And that's the point that human touch come in place, and that's the biggest role of having a human touch with digital touch together.
So I think anyone who's been listening should definitely look into their schedules and see if they have availability on November 2nd to be at the marketing workshop, because I truly think it's going to be something that is going to be eye-opening for some business owners who are hesitant to go with that route.
Yeah.
And there may be some of you that have already started going that route, but you still need a step up. You need some help with it. And I think this is going to be a great opportunity. So as we're wrapping up, how can anyone who's interested, any of our listeners that want to sign up for the class, how do they go about doing that?
Actually, we created 2 ways that they can register for this. One is that to go to CVABC website, and if you will have registered for their newsletter, it is emailed to your inbox by CVABC by Heather, and you can register through that link. I also created a link on my website if you would like to be in contact with me, which is www.creativeleadershipco.com/marketing, and you can put your email address over there, and I will be in contact with you, update you about that workshop. And these are the 2 ways that you can register for the workshop. And if you are still keen to exploring how emotional intelligence, leadership, and strategic communication can transfer your business and your venture, please reach out and let's shape the future of business together. I will be honored to be part of your journey to success.
Very cool.
I also want to mention, in case you don't receive our newsletter, you can also just go to www.cvabc.org and click on the events tab. And on the calendar, there is also a space that you can click on November 2nd to schedule yourself for the workshop as well. So you have that option as well if you're not getting the email newsletter.
Awesome.
To sign up there at our website. And then, Mike, okay, let me just say, I did not do this last week. I disappointed you here. I did not ask the question you ask everyone.
Oh my goodness.
I know. I was so excited about being by myself.
1 week.
I'm just kidding. 1 week and it all goes.
And it just goes haywire.
Goes down the toilet.
So we ask everybody who comes on the podcast, how long have you been part of the CVABC? And what do you think is the biggest benefit to your business from being a part of the CVABC?
I have been a few months.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I can say the benefits that I get is actually that face-to-face, in-person events that I have attended. It's very touching. It's very intimate, like very friendly, and
you get to know people in the organization.
Yes.
And I've got quite a few people that I call friends. Libby isn't one of them, but I'm just kidding. She's here today, so I'm picking on her.
I will be for your friends.
But I've gotten a lot of people that I've learned that I can lean on, and when I'm having, like, I don't know how to handle this situation, or how do I go forward, how do I grow, things like that. There are people that I can reach out to, and like those connections are just invaluable as part of the membership for the CVABC.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it has a very growing environment and atmosphere in that. People help and support each other in many ways, and that is very beautiful and powerful.
Yeah, it's great. I love the coffee talks and being supported by people in our community and in our business community, and it's just a great experience.
Exactly.
So.
Yes.
Well, Azadeh, thank you so much for coming and talking with us and giving everyone the information about your workshop. Again, you can go to www.cvabc.org/events and check out on November 2nd the Modern Marketing Workshop and register right from there. So we are going to head to a quick commercial, and then we will be back with the one and only Libby Orman with the Hilb Group. Legacy Wealth Management was founded out of a desire to provide the best client service experience in the financial industry. After working for years in the traditional corporate investment world, the founders of Legacy Wealth Management knew that there was a better way. With so many companies pushing their clients to call centers and increasing account minimums, they wanted to deliver a client experience second to none. They believe in education, communication, and a deep commitment to a personal relationship with each client. Call Legacy Wealth Management today or go online to lynchburglegacy.com to improve the relationship with your finances. Legacy Wealth Management Group. It's more than a plan for your money, it's a plan for your life. And thank you to Legacy Wealth Management Group for sponsoring Talk Local to Me. If you are a business that would like to be a sponsor, contact us. We've got some great opportunities for you to have your commercial played during the show or leading into the show. Or heck, we can even name the studio after you. We can name this the Libby Orman Studio if she so desires it to be that.
My pockets are not that deep. I'm here to talk about saving money.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
I will tell you, our number one fan just texted in, and it's just all capitals with like 45 exclamation points, and it just says Libby.
Is it Sheena?
It was.
Hi, Sheena.
So,
can I also just say, Sheena, I love your outfit. I guess you had on today for your team meeting. And was she Animal Kingdom or something?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh, see, I follow her on my Snapchat. So just want to say, look great, girl. So anyway, saving money
here.
We are a loving community. Here's the thing about it. Let's just talk about this, about the loving community piece.
She's got the ears and everything. I had to go look.
Yes, she does.
She does, yeah.
That's what I like to say about the CVABC. We are a very loving community in the fact that our members are not just numbers. They are people. We enjoy meeting them, their families. We get to know them. We see them on different, social media aspects. But, I just want to say that.
Yeah.
But you're here to save money? Potentially?
Well, yes and no.
Yes and no.
I am here. Well, let me introduce myself.
I was about to say, yeah, let's chat real quick about the
Please
Hilb
tell
group.
us a little about yourself.
Okay. So I've been here before, but my name is Libby Orman. I'm with the Hilb group. We are an insurance broker agency. We are all up and down the East Coast and slowly moving west. So we handle everything under the sun that has to do with insurance, whether you need benefits for your employees, if you need health insurance, life insurance, business insurance, personal insurance, everything. So if there's an insurance policy for it, we have someone that can help you with that. But what I specialize in is I have a new role. I think I talked about it last time I was here, but a little bit. But I have a new role where I no longer write new business. I work with our existing clients to remarket them. So I'm like a remarketing specialist, I guess. That's how you say. I don't know that word. Anyways,
Specialist.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Words are hard. So anyways, so what my role is that if you're an existing client of ours and you get your renewal in the mail and you're like, wow, this just went up $600. This went up $1,000, which those sound like really big numbers. Like I might be exaggerating, but it is seriously a conversation I have daily. The highest I've seen it go up is $2,000. So just imagine you open your mail and your insurance goes up $2,000. That's a lot. I mean, I don't want to pay that bill, but so you reach out to our team and then they refer you over to me and I remarket you in our other carriers to see if, well, number one, what we look at is, are you in the correct product? Do you have the correct, coverages? Are we insuring you too much? Are we not insuring you enough? Those kind of things. So we do a review first. Then we look to see, would one of our other carriers be a better fit for you? And if so, then we work it out. And a lot of times we're able to save people money. Sometimes we're not. It just happens. But that's what my role in the company is now. So what I am seeing a lot of and what I wanted to come and talk a lot about is when I get on my Facebook page and I'm scrolling to see what everybody had for dinner and what their kids are doing and everything, because that's what I like to see on.
What kind of cookies Sheena made this week.
Right. What kind of cookies that Sweet Nannies is making this week. I'm also seeing probably at least 3 times a day someone posting, has your insurance gone up? Why is my insurance going up? Who should I change companies? What should I do? And so I kind of have an answer for that. And so I was like, well, let me come on the podcast. Let me give it to the masses. Let me give this answer to the masses, because I will get on my soapbox about this. So with that, what I try to tell people is, like I said, make sure you're insured correctly. Let's make sure that, because I've found a lot of times when I look at a policy, it was written incorrectly. Maybe it says you have a basement and you don't.
Right.
You're on a cross. That can make a huge difference.
Can I say something? Not to interrupt you,
Yeah.
but I want to say something real quick before we go much further. So I wasn't here the last time you and Mike were on. I think I was in
It was
Disney.
a great time. You really missed out. We asked people what they liked about the CVABC and how long they've been members. It was fun.
Oh, yeah. So I wasn't here. But one of the things, and I guess I didn't even realize this, and I think a lot of people that may be listening didn't realize this, is that when I think of, insurance, and when I call my insurance carrier, I feel like they're all just in the same role. They can either sell insurance or, renew your insurance or all those things. I didn't realize that there was this separate title like you have where you're actually going in and trying to work with existing customers on their items. And maybe not all of them have that.
Right. Yeah. I was going to say, we're actually pretty unique in that. Most of your agencies are probably going to be 3-4 people in the agency. And that's what we used to be. I mean, we used to be an office of 2. So now we are an agency of several thousand. So we all, kind of were like, let's pick our lane. Let's be experts in that lane. And so it's been great because, if you do have an issue, if you're like, hey, like I said, my stuff went up. They're like, all right, we're going to put you in touch with Libby, and she's going to look at it. She's going to review it. She's going to market it, see, make sure you're in the right spot. If not, we're going to move you to the right spot. Whereas, we have a whole team of people that just do service. So if you need to make a payment, make a change, whatever, you can call that 888 number, and you're going to get somebody that number one, has the time to do it right then and there. They're going to be like, okay, yep, Miss Alto, we got you taken care of. Like, there you go. Anything else you need? And that way you're not having to say, hey, can you do X, Y, and Z for my policy? And then I'm in the middle of 14 other things, because I used to do everything back when we were a smaller agency. And it doesn't get done right away. So that's a difference that Hilb kind of has over top of some of the other agencies, but not one is not better than the other. It's just, that's what it is.
Well, I think that is great. That is definitely something I feel sets the Hilb Group apart from some agencies if they don't have that, because just hearing you talk about how you can help and having someone, again, like you said, that's knowledgeable in their expertise is in this subject, because I'm one of those people, and I'm sure most people are that way. I don't pay attention to my insurance. I just pay it monthly.
Right.
When I do pay attention is when I get something in the mail that says it's gone up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so until that point, you don't think about, let me make sure my insurance is correct. I'm just paying it. That's what they said when I signed up, and that's what I've been paying. So that's what I'm going to keep paying.
And I'll tell you, the other time you notice about your insurance is when you have a claim and you don't have a coverage.
Right.
So that, that happens more often than not than you would like it to think. It just depends. But so that's why, they have me, and I have some other teammates too. There's 3 of us on the team that, review these, make sure you're in the right spot. But also, we're there to educate the clients as well. So when we do have those conversations with them and we're reviewing their policies, it's like, these are ways that you can be proactive, because they're like, I don't have any claims. I don't have, I've been with you for 40 years. Why is it going up? And unfortunately, the short and not so sweet answer is everybody's went up. I know like my personal insurance, my homeowner's insurance went up 50%. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Because my taxes also doubled because the assessment of my house doubled, when they did the reassessment. And so all of that is filtered into my mortgage payment. So with that, that's when a lot of times when people notice, because a lot of people open your policies,
right,
guys, open them, read them, because we'll get so many phone calls that are like, my mortgage payment went up $300. And they said it's because of my insurance. And we're like, well, did you read your policy back in November when you got it? And they're like, no, I don't pay it. So, and so I've had this conversation many times. You do pay it. Even if your mortgage company is the one that writes us the check, It's your money funding the check.
Right.
So please read your policy.
So I'm going to say I'm that person. I don't read it all the time.
You were that person.
I
Now
was.
you're going to go
Now
home
I
and
have been.
dig it out of the bottom of the mail
Now
pile.
I'm
that
going
you
to
never
find
got.
out when your renewals are and put a calendar note in my calendar to harass you.
Yeah, you should. You really should.
3 weeks before your renewal.
Now that's personal service.
But
that is and you're not even my client, so that's like even better.
But I definitely know that my car insurance has gone up, like our whole entire policy, and I've been very unhappy with it. And I have been that person that called and said, "Why in the heck is my insurance going up?" Now, I haven't heard the whole everyone's is going up. I've just been one person just sent me an email with my premium and just said, "Here it is." And I was like, that is of no help to me whatsoever. Like, I want to know why it continuously is going up. So, let's kind of dig into that.
Okay, well, in an industry, I don't know what the word I want to use is, but basically across the industry, the reason that insurance premiums are going up for home and auto are due to the amount of claims that insurance companies are having to pay out. So we've had a lot of natural disasters not necessarily in this area, but in other areas. And you have to imagine that, like a company, say like Nationwide, they don't just insure Bedford, Virginia. I mean, they're literally nationwide.
Right.
I mean, that's in their name. And so
it is. Look at that.
So when disasters happen in California, when disasters happen in Florida, and those kind of things that are like, maybe weather related, fire, those kind of things, the insurance company is paying out these claims like crazy. Well, they have to recoup that money somewhere because they need to have that reserve so that when you do have your claim in Bedford, Virginia, that they can pay your claim. So where does that come from? It comes from raising your rates. So that's the big driver of that one. Also, I wanted to come on and talk about some ways to be proactive about, yes, your insurance is going to go up, but let's be proactive about what you can do to prevent future claims, because with the rise in premiums is also coming a change in underwriting guidelines.
Right.
So the underwriters are getting very tight on what they will allow. So we're seeing a lot of people getting non-renewal notices for things that happened like 2 years ago.
Yep.
People are calling and they're like,
we're one of those.
Canceled, and this is something that happened 2 years ago. Why didn't you say something 2 years ago?
Right.
So are you talking about like car accident, anything like that?
Like any kind of claim, whether you had like one I'm seeing recently is like a condo owner had 2 water claims in 2021. Well, it's 2023 now. Like, why are we discussing 2021?
Mm-hmm.
If you were going to cancel them for that, why didn't you do it in 2022? I don't have the answer for that. All I know is they are looking back at things. So especially with homeowners insurance is not a maintenance plan.
Right.
That is, think of it more as catastrophic insurance. So when something major happens, so if you have, say, your washing machine leaks and you have water all over your floor and it's, ruined your base cabinet in your laundry room. Let's just say that's probably going to be, let's say, $1,000 claim. Maybe don't file that one. Maybe pay that one out of pocket. Because even after your deductible and everything, depending on what your deductible is, it may not be worth it. I mean, if you have so with my husband, he hit a mailbox. He hit our neighbor's mailbox. Just when he was getting the mail, put maybe like an 18-inch scratch on his car. And being the insurance wife that he has, I was like, oh, no, we're not claiming that. You go get you an estimate and you pay that one out of pocket. And it was like $1,000. So that's $1,000 scratch. But nonetheless, if you think about the long term of it, we have a $500 deductible. So our insurance would have only paid $500. So now it's $500 scratch that now is going to be an at-fault accident on his record. It's going to raise our rate because now we have a claim. It's that snowball effect that you want to think about. So that's what we try to explain to people. And it's not that we're trying to dodge paying claims. We don't want to, that's not our thing. It's that we want to be smart about it. So if you have that $1,500 water claim or that $2,000 water claim, maybe pay that one on your own, because that's what I'm seeing a lot of people being non-renewed for are these smaller claims. It's not my house burned down and it was $300,000 claim.
Yeah.
It's, my,
So like I accidentally backed up my driveway into my husband's work van.
Right. I remember that day.
That sort of claim.
Yeah.
Just checking. But we didn't file anything. And as far as I know, they didn't either, because I don't know if they just assumed it was an older van and
they may have. They may have said it's not worth it.
Yeah, because he's still driving around and it was.
Especially if it was just.
That's how I know it's him driving down the road. I see a big dent in the side of it. I'm like, oh, that's my husband.
But yeah,
I'm not proud of it. Let's just say.
It's those kind of things that we're like, is it worth it to you to have the claim on the record? Get the accident on your record. Is it worth it to you?
Right.
And a lot of times, no, it really isn't. And because another thing that we're seeing is when these people are being non-renewed, that really knocks you out of moving to a lot of companies, because one of the questions on the app is, have you ever been declined from another carrier? And you have to say yes, because they're going to find out. Trust and believe. The underwriters will find out if you say no and it's really a yes. And so when that happens, then we have to move you into a specialty market. And I am seeing some of these policies that were $1,500 policies now become $6,000 policies.
Wow.
And people are like, I can't afford this. And I just kind of.
So what happens if you can't afford it? Like, what happens there? Because you have to have insurance.
Yep.
So that's just it. You just have to afford it.
I mean, you have to think about it long term and the big picture. Because let's say, you have a mortgage on your house. Well, part of having a mortgage on your house is that you carry hazard insurance. Yep. And so whether you pay it or you pay it through your mortgage company, you have to have it as long as you have that loan on that house. So if you don't, they can repo your house. I mean, it's just the same as you not paying your mortgage payment. Yeah. So you really want to think about that. Now, if you own your house outright, of course, you're not required to carry insurance. We don't suggest that, but you're not required. It's not like your car where regardless if you own it or not, you have to have insurance.
You have the extras.
Yeah, just if you have a lien on it, you've got to have
you have
full
to have
that protection. Yeah.
But, with your homeowners, that's not required. But I highly don't suggest that, because with my luck, the day I pay off my house and I'm like, yeah, I don't have to have insurance anymore. That's when lightning's going to strike.
Yes.
Because that's just how I live my life, apparently.
Right.
And so you don't want to do that. But but things you can do to be proactive. One thing, like I keep mentioning water claims. I highly, highly, highly recommend buying some water sensors that you can put around your house. And I bought a set for our house, probably about $100 off of Amazon. And I can send you a link if you want them or whatever. But I bought them. They're little, they're probably about the size of a deck of cards, maybe smaller. And I put them where water would be an issue. Like, so under my kitchen sink, under my bathroom sinks, my laundry room, beside my refrigerator, those kind of things, wherever like water's pretty present. As soon as water hits that sensor, it's going to ding my phone and it's going to say, and I have them assigned. So let's just say it was my refrigerator. And it's going to ding my phone and it's going to say, water detected at your refrigerator. And an alarm's going to go off on the sensor. So I know to go over there and fix whatever the problem is. Whereas with a lot of water claims, how many times have you had a leaky faucet or a leaky pipe underneath your kitchen sink? You don't realize that until it's out of the cabinet.
Right, which can be quite a while.
Which could be like weeks.
Especially if it's just a drip.
Yeah, if it's just a little slow drip, you wouldn't know that for days. Well, then now your base cabinet is ruined. It's got water damage and everything like that. Whereas if once that first drop hit that sensor and it's like, beep, beep, your kitchen sink is leaking, then to go over there and fix it. So those, like I said, are only about $100. And a lot of our carriers are either now requiring them or they're giving a discount for having them. So if you did invest in one of those, you definitely want to, any improvement, something like that, you want to let your insurance company know because there may be a discount for it. And also they're probably at your renewal going to look at you a little bit more favorably. And say, oh, well, look, they've been so proactive about getting water sensors or a whole house generator or, those kind of things that, okay, maybe their rate won't go up so much next year because we are trying to be more proactive. Things like if you're going to go on an extended vacation, I know you guys live at Disney World. The two of you, I'm looking at both of you. I don't know.
Woody. Oh no, Woody's there more than us.
All right. Woody.
I feel like Woody's there, but
when you guys go on vacation, maybe turn your main water source off so that you don't have a leak, that's living there for a week while you're down in Florida, riding. What was that ride you guys were talking about on Facebook?
Guardians of the Galaxy is my favorite. So let's talk about that.
It was like with like G-Force. It was like orange something.
Oh, Mission Space.
Yeah. While y'all are riding that ride and your house is flooding at home. Maybe do that. When we start coming into the winter months, these really cold months where, it can get down to 10 degrees or whatever, those are Heather's favorite days. Maybe do something as simple as open up your cabinet doors where your faucets and stuff are, so that some of the warm air in your house can circulate around those pipes, keep them from freezing, keep them from bursting, those kind of things. Or insulate your water heater. It's just little stuff like that. But I also suggest taking a day and going around your house and looking for things. Like be proactive, not reactive. So if you see that your roof is looking a mess, fix it. Wait, don't let it wait till it's a water issue. Like you have mold in your attic because you've had this leak in your roof for 2 years and nobody, clean out your gutters. If your gutters are full of debris, leaves, sticks, whatever else squirrels bring up there, take them out so that they're not backing up. Get up there and just do a little maintenance, just like you do maintenance on your car. You change your oil, you get it inspected, you put gas in it, you wash it, all that stuff. Do the same thing for your house. Do a little bit of maintenance, even if it's just maybe take one day a month and say, okay, I'm going to walk around the house. If you have, steps leading up to a door at your house, and especially if they're wooden steps and they're, creaky and shaky, fix them, because that could be a big claim. And also the other thing is that the insurance companies now, like I said, they're tightening up on those guidelines, those underwriting guidelines. They are now doing inspections of houses, so where they don't call you and tell you, hey, Mike, we're going to come walk around your house. They just drive by. They just drive by, get out, walk around, that kind of thing. And anything they see, I then get a report about it, and with pictures that are like, there's a shingle missing from this side of their roof, or, a railing is missing from these steps, and now we're going to non-renew them. I mean, it's that serious. So you want to go around and make sure that, everything is looking nice and tight. And obviously like a new roof, that's a large expense. But, like for me, with Luke and I, my husband and I, when we saw our roof was starting to show some age, we were proactive about it and said, you know what, we're not going to wait till this is a problem and we have to get a new roof. We're just going to go ahead and get a new roof. And of course, first thing I did was let the insurance company know when we got a discount on our, or on our policy, because we had a brand new roof. A lot of the companies now, when we rewrite policies into like new carriers, the roof age is a big thing. And what they're starting to do is they're starting to do aerial photos when they're getting serious with this. They are getting very serious. And so I am very serious. So they're starting to do aerial photos of roofs to see if there's any, missing shingles, anything like that. And we will get those pictures back and they're saying, oh, no, we're not going to take this risk. They have, this section is not looking so good, and you either need to fix it within 30, 60 days, whatever they give you, or you need to go find new insurance. And again, now you have that decline. So you might have to go to a specialty company that's going to cost 5-6 times as much.
So they do give you time to fix it before they drop it?
To fix it.
That's good to know.
But that's also another thing where you need to open your mail and read the
Exactly.
So you need to. So what part of my job is when we do get the not what we call a non-renewal notice, I'll get a notification and then I try to reach out to you before you get the letter from the carrier. So say, hey, Heather, we got this non-renewal notice. They're going to cancel your policy at your renewal. I wanted you to know ahead of time before you got a letter. These are the ways that they're offering that you can retain the policy. So I wanted to give you a heads up. And I can usually give you about a 3-week, 4-week heads up before you get the letter. So that's going to give you a little bit more time to remedy whatever it is. And a lot of times we're able to save the policy as long as everybody's being, proactive. Just call in and say, hey, they said that you have 3 steps up to a door that don't have that doesn't have a railing. Okay, you want to put a railing in this weekend? Okay, well, when you're done, send me a picture and I'll send it to the underwriter, and then boom, done.
Have you been to my house?
No,
because I have 3 steps that lead up to my porch that has no railing on it.
Guess what Chris is doing this week?
Yeah.
So you have to have a railing? Really? Just 3? I just have like 3 little steps?
If you have 3 steps, yeah, you need to have a railing.
Hold on. Wait, does the 3rd step count if it's the actual deck? Like if it's 1, 2, and then your deck?
No.
Okay, then never mind. I'm good.
No. And that's just a code thing.
Yeah.
It's not like, that's, if you had a bill or a home inspector come, they would put that in their report too.
Got you.
No, railing for, 3 or more steps. But it's just basically the thing where, we'll see some houses, some of the pictures are amazing. We'll see some houses that should have had 3 or 4 steps and don't have any steps. So then it's just a door and then
the door to nowhere.
And then like a 4-foot drop. Yeah, you're going to need to build some steps or seal off that door somehow, permanently seal off that door so that
and cinder blocks don't count as steps.
I mean,
or do they?
If you want to put some mortar in between them, and
can you stack all the stuff you're selling on Facebook against the door, and can that be permanent?
I don't think that's the permanent seal they're looking for. But I mean, I had one guy, he cracked me up, and he's like 80 years old, and I called him, and I was like, "Sir, I hate to tell you this, but you don't have a railing on your back door." He's like, "I haven't gone through that door in 60 years." I'm like, "Right, but they don't care. So we're gonna need you to, put a railing." He just went and got some 2x4s and put up a railing and took a picture of it. And I was like,
nowhere in the code does it say it has to be pretty.
Yeah, I was like, that looks janky, but all right.
Right.
And I sent it to the underwriter, and they said, okay, he can keep his policy, no problem. But yeah, so.
And talking about being proactive, so I got a pro tip from Mike today.
Oh, okay.
So the pro tip from Mike today is find where you're talking about water damage and being proactive with that. Also find where your main water shutoff is and go and turn it off and make sure it actually turns off the water. Because in our house, we have what we thought was the main water shutoff, and then the other one's up and it's in Dylan's bedroom. The other one's like up in the closet. But one doesn't cut off water to everything. It's just to like part of the things. And the other one is the main shutoff valve. So you want to go and make sure that you know where that is. And like you would do a fire drill at school, do a drill, make sure you can get to it, make sure you don't have boxes of stuff stacked up in front of it. Not that that's ever happened to me, but it might have happened to me. And, but also your main water valve can corrode if it doesn't move, and then it can get stuck. So you can't turn it off and you've got water flood in the house. So you want to go make sure that it turns off and it actually shuts the water off and turn it back on, and just kind of do that, once a year.
I'll say that's one thing my husband's really good about when we go on any long-term vacation. Even sometimes just for the weekend, but like he'll do things like that. He'll make sure to cut like our heat down and things like that to try and save money in different ways like that.
Just make sure stuff isn't running that doesn't need
right. Yeah. So I think that's that's really great information.
It's just
that
easy
you've shared
stuff
today
that you can do. And like I said, just we're in the midst of renovating our house, and so we've gotten to the point where we have a couple of things. The only things left we have to do are big ticket items. Like we need to gut our kitchen and we need to re-side our house. Not because our siding looks terrible. We just want a different color. But, those are big ticket items. So right now, our little fidgety minds, because we can't sit still, even though we have these 2 kids to raise. So I don't know why we think we have all this spare time.
Right.
But, we're like, okay, let's do this. So I'm like, okay, we need to replace all the weather stripping around the doors, and we need to, sand the threshold and repaint it. And we need to, so these little like maintenance things that you can do, they add up.
Yeah.
And they can add up to, like I said, if you, just replacing that weather stripping around your door, that's going to keep, the air from coming in, which, again, if it gets too cold and say you go away for Christmas and it gets I think you are going away for Christmas.
Going away. Close to Christmas.
And, we have those 10-degree days or those 5-degree days, which unfortunately we do have sometimes.
So I'm going to Florida.
Like if you had that constant cold air coming through your front door, think about what kind of damage that could do to your pipes. And
especially if the power goes out or something where you're gone and you have no way.
Yeah, that's the thing that worries me is power going out.
Yeah. So you want to do that, or maybe it is you need to turn your faucet on when we're going to have those really cold days, just to have that constant drip so that your pipes don't freeze and burst.
Right.
So just the little things, just being a little bit more mindful. I like a maintenance-free life myself, but unfortunately that's not where we're at. But just being a little bit more proactive instead of reactive, will get you a long way and help you maybe save some claims and whatnot. Cause like I said,
make sure you can still make all those trips to Disney.
Yeah. Well, that's
like Dr. Woody.
That's what you do when you can't afford your insurance. You stop going to Disney, Woody.
You just motivated Heather to open her mail.
Yeah, open my mail now.
When's your renewal, Heather? Text me later and tell me.
Yeah, exactly. I need to find out.
She would have to open her mail to know that information.
I'm not sure. I just say, oh, well, there
But
it
yeah,
is.
if you see something from your insurance company, just open it. Just
Okay.
even if it
Don't be a Heather.
like
Open mail.
like I get stuff all the time from other insurance companies, and I know it's like a marketing thing, especially when it comes addressed to my maiden name,
right?
And I'm like, well, I've been Orman for 100 years, but 5, but I know I'm like, okay, that's junk or whatever. But if it comes from my actual insurance company, I'm opening it because I need to know.
Right.
Even though I would, as my own agent, I get a notification as the agent, but I'm still
an inside track.
Let me open this and let my husband read it and let's keep it, and put it in a file. So, yeah.
Oh, no, we have to file the mail too?
Well, I mean, that's just me.
You've changed my whole life today. I don't know.
That's just me.
How am I surviving?
I would just like my mail to show up at a reasonable time because I just got this week, I don't know what's been up with the mail. I got a check in the mail that was dated, written back in April. I got one that was dated and written back in July. The town of Bedford approved my Centerfest rescheduling a little over maybe 3-4 weeks ago. So it was dated September 27th that they sent it to me. I got it today. Nice. So I'm glad since Centerfest is a Saturday that I know that they approved my rescheduling.
Right.
Because I just got it.
About Centerfest?
Yeah, we are going to. Yes. Before we do that, though, tell everybody how they can contact or get a hold of the Hilb group, whether or not it's because they need insurance or whether they are, wanting some more information.
So our website is Hilb, and that's HILB, like Henry, Idea, Larry, Bob, group, MA, like midatlantic.com. So that's our website. Because we all have our own phone numbers and everything, so it gets a little difficult to give a phone number. But if you wanted to call me directly, if you wanted new insurance, I can get you in touch with our production team. But my direct number is 540-874-1201. My email is L like Larry, Orman, ORMAN, at hilbgroup.com. You leave off the MA from our website. But lorman at hilbgroup.com. And if whatever you need, I can get you in touch with the exact person that you're going to need to talk to if it's not me.
Awesome. That's great. Did you want to ask her now
or
later?
Let's not forget it because that would.
You're not cutting us off right at one, Woody, right?
So,
I need a little bit extra time today.
No problem.
I got stuff to say.
I hadn't started playing the music yet.
So we can add our 20 minutes of public access time to this show.
There you go.
Yeah. Welcome to the public access part of the show.
There's 3 of us, so that's an hour.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord.
Here we go.
All right. So how long have you been part of the CVABC? And what 2-part question. Okay. And what do you think is the greatest benefit of being
We have been members of the CVABC, and I know this answer because I was pregnant with Willa, and she just turned 4 this weekend.
Right.
So a little over about 4.5 years, I would say. So I think the biggest benefit for me personally has been, forget Hilb. But for me personally has been making and maintaining relationships with other business people.
Yeah.
Like I said, as you go through life, you're constantly like, I need a such and such. And it's just like, it's such a great way to have just this resource. Just for my personal life, if I need a plumber or if I need a HVAC person or something like that, just to know like, hey, I've met them, I've talked to them before. I'm going to call them for my personal needs and stuff like that. But I mean, we've also got some great referrals from CVABC members for business,
including Visiting Angel,
including Visiting Angel, who is a favorite client of mine.
And I would like to say a big thank you to the Hilb Group because they've also been sponsors of the CVABC in those 4 years that you have been, so not just a member, but also a sponsor. So, big thank you to you and to the Hilb Group in general.
Well, I mean, I enjoy it. I'm literally our team of 1. In this area, we used to have 2, and Emily's still in the area, but she does. Like I said, we all had our lanes that we went to, and now Emily Tomlin, who was in my office, she now does service, and she does service for a specific group of clients. So that was really her wheelhouse, and they recognized that, and that's what she wanted to do, and so it's worked out well. Whereas I'm like, I want to talk to everybody. I want to talk about insurance all day. So like, all right, Libby, here you go. Like you can be our remarketing person. So
So to segue into Centerfest, the Hilb Group will be at Centerfest. They do have a booth there.
Right in front of Truist.
You can find some information from them.
I think we're going to be doing a giveaway for some gift cards.
Oh, that'd be good.
I think they're Visa gift cards maybe, or maybe Amazon.
I'll be excited to win those.
Are you going to have candy too?
We are going to have candy. So I told them that they needed to, if they wanted to dress up, they could, but they did need to have candy because it is going to be a trick-or-treat event.
So speaking of Centerfest, this Saturday, folks, and the weather is looking gorgeous.
Like 80.
Fantabulous.
80, clear. It's not going to rain on my parade this time, buddy. It's Centerfest Take 2. So we are very excited. I feel like, and I don't know, but I have this just feeling that we may even have a bigger crowd than we normally do, because the hype I have seen for it, people are loving the retheming, the fact that we're doing it as a Halloween. It brings on the whole, so we have Autumn, who does our events, came up with the cute little booth or treat sign. So it's like boo, booth or treat. And so having that kind of combined where kids can walk around and get their candy. Now, I'm going to just preface this because I had this, I don't know if it was just a dream or what, but like, please watch your children. And I say this because these vendors are there because they are making, they're artisans, they're crafters. They have things that are potentially breakable. They have things that they've invested a lot of time in and a lot of money in. So if you're taking your kids around to the booths, please be respectful of the fact that we don't want to just crowd in there and grabbing candy and potentially knocking things over. And,
look with our eyes.
Yeah. Like,
with our hands.
Look with our eyes. Get the candy. That's great. Hopefully the adults will look at the things they have to sell, make some purchases. Again,
time to do Christmas shopping.
Great time to do Christmas shopping, and actually pushing it back a month. People are really kind of getting into that mindset of Christmas shopping. So we have over 120 vendors. When I say when we had to reschedule, we had 12, maybe 13 that said, hey, we can't do the new date. I bet you I've had at least 50 trying to get in.
I was one of them.
I had somebody message me last night that was just like, hey, if you're still in need of vendors, I'm, able to do it. And I was like, hey, guy, nope. Unfortunately, we're sold out with a waiting list. And I said, the best I can do is give you our early bird Centerfest application for next year. And you can go ahead and get on the books.
Lock it in
for next year because, we do sell out. I mean, we were sold out in September. So we sell out pretty quickly. And we don't normally have much wiggle room with it because you can't create space you don't have. Mm-hmm. But we do have, like I said, the booth or treat is happening at 12:30 down at the farmers market. We're going to have a costume contest, and we put that information on our Facebook page as well. But we have, I think it's 4 different categories. I think it's 0 to 2, 3 to 6, 7 to 12, I think, and then 13 to 15. And we're going to have, some prizes for the kids that come out and do that. And so lots of great food. We've had some new food trucks that are coming in. Unfortunately, the Maine Lobster people can't come back. They will, however, I'll put this quick plug in. They will be at the Bedford Welcome Center November 4th. So if you missed them when they came back in September, make sure to put that on your calendar. I think, had everything on the menu. It was delicious. So highly recommend.
Say everything on the menu, you mean literally?
I literally mean everything. The only thing we didn't get was the lobster tail and fries because they were sold out before I could get there. But we had the tacos, we had the nachos, we had the tater tots, we had the clam chowder, we had the bisque, we had the
clam chowder's my fave.
Yeah, we tried the New England roll, everything. I'm not kidding you when I say we tried pretty much everything on the menu. It's delicious. But we also, we have who's joining us now? We have Top Dogs. It's a hot dog stand that's going to be coming. Philippine Delight.
Oh,
we have the Hamlet House Coffee Shop. They'll be there. I think they were expecting to be a little cooler, but honestly, I'm glad to have them because we've had plenty of times people have wanted coffee or lattes.
Right. There wasn't an option.
Yeah, there was not
related to you.
that option.
Related to you?
No, they're not. They're with 2 T's.
Oh.
So not related to me. But, and then we, of course, have our, Porterhouse Catering, and El Cabritos will be there, and S&S Concessions, and Watts Poppin' and Chillin', and Kettle Corn, and Snow Cones, and all the treats you can potentially imagine.
Yeah, I was looking at the email you sent out to the vendors the other day, and I had forwarded it on to the the people that we have coming to work the booth this weekend from corporate. But there's a lot of like food vendors.
There is this year.
And so I was talking to my mother-in-law yesterday, and she was asking what we were doing this weekend. I said, well, we're actually going to go to Centerfest this weekend. And she was like, oh my gosh, we haven't been in forever. Can we go with you?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, absolutely, you can. And so I was saying, that we were going to try to get there, right at 10 when it opens, and then maybe leave after lunch, eat with the vendors and stuff. And she was like, gosh, last time I went, they had one vendor for food, and it was a hot dog, and that was it. And I was like, oh no, it's like a food court now.
Yes.
I mean, it is legit now.
It is. And Autumn did a great job in vetting those two, because we try not to have 2 barbecue vendors and a lot of hot dog vendors. And we want it to have a large variety, but something where we're not, if you're there for barbecue, you're going to Porterhouse, because we want them to make that money, so Autumn's done a really good job with that. We have multiple kettle corn vendors. We have 2, we have a couple of ice cream, and then someone snow cone and different things like that. But we do try and make it very widespread in what we offer, so it kind of hits something for everybody. And then music-wise, I wanted to kind of list our bands. And if you follow our Bedford Centerfest Facebook page, they will actually be posted today throughout the day. We're highlighting each band every couple hours leading up till, 7 o'clock tonight is our last post. But you can find out more. But I'm gonna go ahead and read this off really quickly, because I feel like we have some great talent. Starting out from 10 to 11, we have kind of I would say a fan favorite. He has played Centerfest, at least for me, the past 5 years I've been running it. Hunter Overstreet. He is a solo acoustic artist, and I absolutely love and adore Hunter. I go actually see him at other festivals, at the Garlic Festival. He's been at different restaurants that we've been at, and he plays every like 80s, 90s pop rock, some alternative. He knows my favorite song. He plays it every time he sees me there. And so I know he will play it this weekend. But so Hunter's going to be kicking off for us from 10 to 11. And then 11:30 to 12:30, we have Thunder Ridge. They are back. They played for us last year. They play classic country, and they do a fantastic job of it. And so we're really excited to have them back. And then from 1 to 3, so playing for 2 hours because they're awesome, is our winners from Battle of the Bands, Big Matt and the Time Machine. They will be there, and they play, some classic country, some Southern country. They have a little twist on some of the things they do, wonderful band. If you didn't come to Battle of the Bands and hear them play, now's your chance to come back out and hear them again.
Right.
They're good. And then following that up from 3:30 to 4:30, we have Live Tandem. And Live Tandem plays some classic and Southern rock.
Okay.
And so I'm really excited to have them there. They play some like that 80s, 90s too.
Yeah.
And then to kind of close the show out from 5 to 6, we have The Frequency. They're a well-known band in our area. They play everything 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
They kind of cover it all.
Rock. Yeah. And I've listened to their stuff. I've been on their YouTube channel, and very good band.
Yeah.
Very good. We'll definitely have you up and dancing. If you're one of those people that like to dance at festivals, I think all of these bands are great choices, great opportunities to come out and do that.
I expect to see Luke out there dancing.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
So just saying.
He didn't even dance at our wedding.
So they'll all be down at the farmers market. We do, of course, have our beer truck there. So if you would like to partake in an alcoholic beverage, you do have that availability in the farmers market area. You cannot take it back out into any other part of the festival. You have to stay down there.
And also remember, it doesn't matter.
And you can get mad at me if you want.
It doesn't matter if you look 85, you still have to show ID. So make sure you take your ID with you, and be nice to the people who are checking IDs, because that will be me. So
yes,
make sure you're nice to those people.
And we do still have our kids zone area. So we'll have some bounce houses, an obstacle course, petting zoo, a laser tag arena, which I'm super excited about. So the kids, you can buy a $10 wristband, which will give you an all day pass to go in and play laser tag all day at the event. And then we have Balloon Dude Travis will be there from 3 to 6 doing the balloon animals. We have face painting. We have some carnival games. So lots of fun things for your kids to do. Unfortunately, the carnival rides couldn't get rescheduled.
That's okay, next year.
It was very last minute that they could come anyway. So it is what it is. We'll try and get them back for next year. And then lastly, I will mention support our downtown businesses. We will be hosting, there's going to be 2 ribbon cuttings happening at Centerfest, as if we didn't have enough going on. But we have at 11 o'clock, we are going to be cutting a ribbon for custom structures. Many of you who've been in the downtown area have seen they've been renovating the Wells Fargo building. They just introduced the PETA company, the Farmer's Deli. Yeah, same. Well, let's go together.
All right.
So, so Custom Structures is who has been doing the renovations. Their office spaces are moving into that building. So we're cutting a ribbon at 11 a.m. for anyone who would like to participate. And then at 1 o'clock, Bridge Street Cafe is going to be celebrating their 2 years in business down right on North Bridge Street. And the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce is going to be hosting a ribbon cutting for them at 1. So we encourage you, if you're here, and if you're in, if you're walking down the streets of Bedford at 11 or again at 1, pop on in, give them a quick celebratory congratulations and see what they have to do.
Can we talk about Bridge Street Cafe real quick?
We can.
The Haydens that run it.
Oh,
everybody knows the Haydens.
They are fabulous.
They are one of the most hardworking families I've ever met in my life. I've been fortunate enough to be their agent for a long time. And when I say their agent, I mean their cousins, their mama, everybody. And they are some of the most hardest working people I've ever met. And so definitely go support their business because they have really turned that place around. I mean, it's so good.
And they will also be offering specials throughout the day that you cannot get at our food vendors. So if you have it, if you have a hankering, because that's my hankering. If you have a hankering for fried catfish, they're going to be doing they're going to be doing some fried catfish there. They're going to have a burger that you can get there as well, like a colossal burger. And of course they have, if you're up on that side and you don't want to go to the farmer's market for your coffee and your lattes and your, smoothies or anything like that, you can get them at Bridge Street Cafe as well. You can also get, Bella, the pizza place will be on site this year for the first time. So
and then
I'm
excited
excited for that. That's how I meant Benny's, not Bella's.
Okay.
Yeah, Benny's. Benny's will be there with pizza. And so you have all types of options. If you leave hungry, you shouldn't. Or if you leave hungry and you want some chili, head up to the Sedalia Center for the chili cook-off because that will be happening as well the same day. And we really want to encourage people to visit both events happening in Bedford. And, I am a huge fan. I love chili. We will not have any chili at Centerfest. So if you want that, you need to head on up to Sedalia.
Nice. And I will say, because of this podcast, this is the difference that this podcast makes. Mike Norfeld is now the proud owner of Water Sensors because his wife just
I'm probably going to get some when we leave here as well.
And was like, I need those water sensor links.
Yep.
And I was like, gotcha.
Perfect. Woody, real quick, what are you going to be doing at Centerfest? Because I know you have a booth and your lovely wife does
yes.
as well.
And you should see the candles that she's making just for this event. These are new.
Is she going to have Christmassy ones?
Yes. It's going to be wonderful.
Buying them.
And we're going to have our beside her. So you follow the smell. Once you find her, you'll see me kind of chilling beside her. We'll have a Grove Street FM booth. And I don't know how many bags. I have stickers to give away, some information about the app. We'll have all the books. Grover will be there. So we'll plus Grover. So we're going to have a lot of stuff going on. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to getting some candy.
I'll have candy too.
I can't eat.
Not being, I say not super hot like it normally is in September, but then it's going to be 80 degrees. But I think it's going to be a mild 80.
Yeah, I think it's going to be nice.
And
when I say I don't know about all the booths having candy, but I do know one of our sponsors, Hill City Electrical.
They bought 9 boxes of candy.
9 boxes.
Right.
And I don't mean little boxes.
And it looked like a huge stack of candy. And I realized it wasn't a wall. It was their counter. And I was like, okay, that's a little better. I thought they were big box,
pallet, candy.
Printer size boxes.
Speaking of Hill City Electrical.
Speaking of Hill City Electrical, they're having a coffee talk from 8 to 10 on Friday. Woody, I see you avoiding my gaze. Yep. And Woody will be there Friday. I'm going to come pick him up and make sure he goes.
Monitor, right?
And Thursday, tell us about the Coffee Talk in Roanoke because I know where it's held, but I don't know.
So we have a Coffee Talk in Roanoke as well. And for those who don't know what Coffee Talks are, they are our monthly networking event that the Central Virginia Business Coalition puts on for business owners in our area. And they normally average anywhere from our Roanoke one, because we're still building that, hits anywhere from 15 to 25. The one in Lynchburg can get upwards of 60, some plus people. And it's a great opportunity to get out and meet other business owners and find some common ground and work together. So our coffee talk in Roanoke, or technically Vinton, this month is at Twin Creek Brewing Company. Right off of Pollard Street. So if you're heading into Vinton, you're going to want to check it out. We are not drinking beer that early in the morning. Let me just state.
I'm out.
The host, though, is the Answer Network. They're one of our members. They're fabulous. And her family also has some involvement with Twin Creek Brewing Company, which is why we're going to be there. So
and that's a connection I actually made. I use them for our Visiting Angels, and that's a connection I made through the CVABC.
Yeah.
So that was good.
So I definitely would love to see some more people in the Vinton, Roanoke area, business owners come out and just, it's no obligation to be a member of the CVABC. Come out, see what we have to do, meet and greet other people. And then Friday, of course, we're at Hill City Electrical Services right off of Crowell Lane. It's just off of Timberlake Road. You are going to, it's from 8 to 10. You can dress up if you want. I am potentially going to. I got to find it's a costume I wanted. I couldn't get delivered in time. So now I got to go find something else. I guess I'll be at Party City. What is Spirit Halloween or something? Spirit Halloween later today and see what I can come up with. But so we've done it where we've given out prizes for like a best costume, and it's good time, great opportunity to meet and greet others. So we do have both of those coming up Thursday and Friday. And then lastly, and then I swear, Woody, we're gonna stop talking.
I haven't hit the music yet. You're good.
Yeah. So applications are open for both Bedford and Lynchburg's Christmas parades.
Already?
I am super. Oh, yes.
It's like a month away.
Weirdly enough, like the cutoff for them is November 15th. So you really only have like 2.5 weeks.
That means I've got until November 17th to turn mine in.
Yeah. No, you have until November 15th.
November 22nd.
Yeah. So
I'm joking.
You've got to start planning now because it takes a while to get together what you're going to do. I still don't know what I'm going to do.
Can I tell you, and Autumn kind of handles Bedford while I handle Lynchburg, but I'm seeing the applications come in for both. But looking at the Lynchburg parade, we have maybe 20 entries so far, which is pretty good for where we're at. What I'm most impressed with this year, for the first time ever, is the majority of those are all floats, like actual floats, not just cars that are going to drive in or people. So like it's actual
us Jeep owners,
actual floats. I'm interested to see, like, in the descriptions people are putting, and there is a lot of new participants. I mean, like the Quickie store is doing,
Excellent.
A float. We've got Beats Per Mile is coming from Roanoke to do a float. I mean, it's a lot of really cool Ghostbusters. Like, it's a new downtown operation. Yeah. They're doing a float. Like, I'm really excited to see what comes out of this. So you have until November the 15th to put your application in. If you are looking for an application, so you can go to www.cvabc.org/events. If you look for the Christmas parade, go to December 2nd and December 3rd. Those are the dates. You'll be able to click on that link. It'll send you straight to the application. You can fill it out and pay online. If you're one of those that needs to actually have a printed application, you need to email me, Heather, at cvabc.org, and we can get you that application that you can print out, fill out, and send back. But we do have to have those by November 15th if you want to be in the parades. So I think that's it. Like Woody said, it is it. He's like, that's it. I'm done. I'm out.
So thank you for listening today. We really appreciate everybody who tunes in and listens. Leave us a review. Hit us, subscribe to our channel. And if you want any more information, you can check it out at
www.cvabc.org.